Hi, my name's Jen Vickers. I'm a Run Toledo ambassador. This will be my second year as a Run Toledo ambassador, and I love running. I love everything about it. And I am married to my husband, Chris Vickers, and I have two wonderful children, Julia, who's 7, and Sam, who is 5. During the week, you'll usually find me working part-time for the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption. I've been doing adoptions since 2006. I also am a registered yoga teacher. And I also teach classes throughout the week. I do beer yoga events, and I also go into companies and help companies with yoga as well. I started running in 2010, and my husband and I decided that we wanted to start a family and we wanted to get healthy. And so we were always pretty active people, but we really wanted something that we could do together that was consistent. And so we decided, hey, we're going to try this running thing. When we moved here, we noticed that there was a lot of people always running. And so we're like, okay, we can do this. We can get into this running community. We started running in the winter, which is funny because who would start training in the winter? But we did, and to be honest, the first couple months was a challenge. It was a challenge, but we kept it up and we really enjoyed it. And then eventually I got pregnant, and I continued to run throughout my pregnancy. It was such a great feeling. I had a great pregnancy with my daughter. When my daughter Julia was born, I had pretty severe postpartum depression. I was very depressed, had a lot of anxiety. It was an eye-opener for me. Running was just not it was not the priority at that time. And I remember my husband saying, get out there, get back out to running. It will really help you. And there was just nothing that he could do or say, or anybody could do or say, that would get me, to be active. I was, it was very much of a challenge for me. And I say, after I had my second child, it got a little bit easier. I started to get out and run a little bit more, but it wasn't until about 2016 that I met I actually met a woman who had moved here to the Perrysburg area from North Carolina, and she didn't know anybody. I met her at the Fort Meigs YMCA, and she said, hey, can you start running with me? I know you're active and you're here at the Y. Can you start running with me? And I said, well, sure. So we started running together, and it was almost like it was our routine. A couple times a week we would run and we would build each other up. And that was really a big changing moment in my life. I realized that running was a part of who I was. It gave me hope, it gave me strength, it gave me courage. And so at that same time, I had decided, okay, I've got this running thing. Now I need to work on slowing myself down. And so then I was introduced to yoga, and I had been doing yoga here and there, for a couple years, but it wasn't until I met this person that said, try it every day. So I found some free classes in the area, and I would go and I would take these classes, and I met a woman who taught me how to breathe, because breathing was not something that I took time to do, and that was another thing that changed my life, but it also helped me in my running, was the breathing. And so I took what I learned from yoga and running and put it together, and it really has been such a life-changing thing for me. And I thought, how can I bring this to others? I want others that have gone through the same thing that I have, the postpartum depression, the anxiety. I want them to know that there's an answer, So I decided to get my certification in yoga, which took a long, hard time. It was a whole year process, but it was worth it all, because now I'm using yoga to help others and running to help others. So it's like my two favorite things that help transform me. I want to help transform others. I am originally from Cleveland, and I didn't grow up in a community where running was so big. So when I moved here, it was like a whole eye-opener for me. And it's amazing. When I see people running on a Saturday morning and I'm driving my car, I will roll down the window and say, great, good job, keep it going. And I think that's really part of the community, and being a Run Toledo ambassador is empowering these people to say, you're doing an awesome job, you're doing great. I discovered the Run Toledo Ambassador program through Clint. Clint is one of my daughter's cross-country coaches for St. Rose. And I had learned and heard about that, and I decided, hey, I want to apply for this. I want to try to do this. I love running and I love helping others, and I want to show other people that running is great. It's awesome, and it gives a sense of hope and courage, and I wanted to show that to other people. So that's why I applied to be a Run Toledo ambassador. And I enjoy it. I love the community that we have as Run Toledo ambassadors, and I love how we all work together to help others in the running community. What we do for our community, it's amazing how we bring people in and together and show them that running is awesome. It really is. It's such a powerful tool in so many ways of our life. It's amazing how not just here in Toledo that we represent the running community, but even when we travel. I went to Hilton Head over the summer, and I met somebody that had a Dave's running shirt on, and I stopped and I talked, and now that person is a Run Toledo ambassador. So it's just amazing how, it's all about the community, and it's just not about here. It's spreading the word about Run Toledo and the awesome community we have.